Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Empire Builder. First, I wanted to start out with saying Happy Labor Day to everybody. And the topic for tonight, since it's Labor Day, is 10,000 hours or not. I think back to, we've all been challenged in our life at one point or another where people are trying to decide and categorize you on what you could really accomplish. Good evening, Corey. Thank you for watching. And we've all been there where we let other people's opinions of us dictate what we really become, what we think of ourselves. So, have you ever been in a situation where you've been challenged or insulted? And, I think back to, it's happened numerous times in my life where people have questioned what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, whether you're a child, a teenager, an adult. But I go back to a point in 8th grade for me when basketball was a big part of my life. I think most of you know that by now. And at the end of 8th grade, they came out with the New York City rankings of all the kids going into high school and what they expected in basketball. And I thought pretty highly of myself. I was a confident kid. I knew I needed to get better at things, and I was kind of small, but I knew I had some skills, and going to the right situation, the right high school, I would get better. But when the report came out, I was listed at the very bottom of the page in the newspaper. I mean, last line as sleeper, okay? I was called a sleeper. Nothing bothered me more. I ripped that out of the newspaper, I stuck it with some tape on the wall, and I looked at it every single day. And then what I did between 8th grade and 9th grade is I practiced, on average, probably 8 hours a day. I was at the park all the time. I was playing in leagues. I was traveling to different gyms, traveling to camps. When coaches were talking, I was making sure I was always next to them to learn and listen about things and learn different ways to do things, and that's the way to surround yourself with great people, but not just be next to them, right? You have to listen and learn and pick up on their ways of doing things and then build it into your own life. So, I appreciate everybody watching tonight. Jamal, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And, we talk about grinding and working and so forth, and there's so many things that come up, so many messages I receive, and by the way, please share this out. I really appreciate your emails and your messages about things and questions for future things. But what better day to talk about the 10,000 hour rule or not on Labor Day? And Labor Day is a day where you sit back, you have to be thankful for the work that we have, because it provides for our family. Not only does it do that, it's built so many great relationships and so many promising, experiences where you're giving and helping others. And, we've been very blessed with that. So it's a day to really feel a great amount of gratitude towards work and what it provides for our family and for other families. So it's a really appreciative day for us. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you watching tonight. And so I wanted to talk about tonight why I disagree with the 10,000 hour rule. And for years I believed about the 10,000 hour rule. Just put in the hours, grind it out. The more you do, the better you will get at it, and that's what will happen. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, I don't have too many 10,000 hour protocols left in me, but I really look back at all the records that are being broken. Okay, in finance, industry, Amazon, Google, Apple. Look at all the changes that are happening, right? They are outpacing all of these successful companies. They haven't put in the hours of the companies that they are putting out of business. It has nothing to do with that. Now, I'm not saying they don't work hard, okay? They all work hard. They have great people in place. But what they do is they are looking for where they can make a difference in an industry, set themselves apart, and then they are focusing on that, and that's what they're going after. So they're not trying to do the same exact thing and just outwork those companies that have been in existence for 40 or 50 years. Because what's going to happen? They're not going to get there. And that's the most important part of looking at things, that the 10,000 hour rule just says keep grinding, okay? Keep doing the same thing over and over, and you will get better at it. You will get better at the same amount of talent that you have and the experience you've gained, okay? That does not mean that you are going to become an NBA or a PGA golfer if you keep doing the same thing over and over. We know what they mean by what they talk about, the definition of insanity, just doing the same thing over and over, you know? I invested in real estate for a number of years. I've done numerous transactions, and I've learned a ton from them, okay? I didn't do the same thing over and over because sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, you know? But it's brought me to this place now where I am looking at real estate in a very different mindset than I did 10, 15 years ago when I started the company, right? So you have to keep getting better at things. And if I kept just doing the 10,000 hour rule, I would have kept grinding out single family homes, condos, small things that were eating up my time. I needed to budget my time. I needed to pay myself, right? And I think that's what most of the time people don't factor in when it comes to real estate. Oh, it's a good investment. Well, it's a good investment because you're handling it yourself, and that's fine if you could do that, right? If that's your main job. But if this is your secondary job or your retirement savings that you're putting into place like I did, I didn't have the time to do the medical practice and actually go and fix toilets and drywall and sheetrock, right? I did it in the beginning. We painted, Terry and I, at nighttime and stuff. That's what you do. But you have to get over that point and start saying that how much of the hour is worth, and do I want to do 10,000 hours of being a painter? I do not. I am not good at it, okay? Do I do it? Yes. So, Jason, thank you for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. Francis, appreciate it. Please share this out. And I said in the beginning, you know, we're talking tonight about the 10,000 hour rule and why I don't believe in it. You know, part of it is because that my hours are getting a little bit shorter these days. But, you know, we talked a little bit about great records getting broken. You know, the stock market, businesses are changing, and they're not outworking other ones, you know. So let's talk about, how do you get this done? Well, it's about practicing, don't get me wrong. You still need to work your butt off, okay? You don't get anywhere without working your butt off. And that's why we're talking about this on Labor Day. I think this is a great topic to start off the fall for me. We have a lot of exciting things that I'm working on and planning to visit with a lot of great people. So, but focused practice is the most important thing to me. And there's numerous articles starting to come out about this in a counter position to the 10,000 hour rule, right? So it's about fine-tuning what you're doing. It's almost breaking it down, okay? And being almost a little OCD on the techniques and the details. You cannot sweat the details in business, okay? Every detail matters. I don't care if you're in a small business retail. I don't care if you're in medical. I don't care if you're in real estate. Every detail matters. If you want to keep your apartment buildings full so that you don't have people leaving and you have apartments not generating you any revenue, okay, the details matter. If you're trying to sell products, Jeremy, I see you're on tonight. Thank you for watching. You're trying to sell products, right? You need to pay attention to the details, because that client in front of you needs to have all of their questions answered and be confident in your ability. So you gotta set yourself apart, and you need to focus on the details when you practice. Not just go out there and do the same thing. Go on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, I don't know, all these other things that I'm still learning about, especially through Gianna being 13. And you have to be efficient with your time. And it's not about just going out there bragging and saying, I outworked everybody today. Because I'm going to tell you that when I effectively follow my schedule, I am probably 2 to 3 times more efficient than I used to be 5 or 7 years ago. And that's what allows me to have days where I could go and do things with the kids today and play some golf and go in the pool a little bit and have time with them. So really important about building your life and your business. It's about efficiency, and it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have challenges every day. We all do, right? We're all fighting it where we put something in our schedule, going to the gym, right? Going to yoga, whatever you do, meditation, you got to put it in there. But then part of it's writing it in there when you do your weekly schedule, but then you have to act on it and you have to execute and you have to make it a habit. The only way to make it a habit is to continuously perform that act and make it part of your daily ritual, right? So, Nick, James, thank you for watching tonight. Happy Labor Day. And, we were just talking about the 10,000 hour rule, very famous thing that we were probably brought up on, and why I'm kind of throwing it by the wayside and not really going by it anymore. So, I read a book by a great entrepreneur. He called it the 5-hour rule. It was a little part that he put together. And his recommendation was 1 hour a day for 5 days. Focused. Okay? Now here's what I mean by focused. I mean lock the door, put a sign on at the office, don't answer it unless the building's burning down. Okay? Because we all know, hi Terry, how are you? And I'm sure that's probably AJ and Gianna, so thank you for watching. You need to lock the door sometimes so you could work on things in small, very small, short increments, whether it's 30 minutes for you, 45 or 60, and that depends on you. For me, it's like 30 to 45, and then I need a break, reset, and go on to the next task. But the biggest thing is don't have your phone near you, okay? Because we all know the phone vibrates, someone calls, the intercom pages you at the office, there's a call coming in for you, you got to put the do not disturb on, okay? It's okay to tell people, I don't have time right now for you. Our door is always open, okay? And I know that sounds counterproductive, but I need to get things done for the business. And if I don't get those things done at certain times, well, I'm letting everybody down. So it's my job to let them know when I can meet with them. And you have to put your schedule together, because I could tell you that, the first 3, 4, 5 hours of the day is usually me training in some capacity on what I'm trying to learn. And then certain tasks that I'm doing, whether I'm writing articles, or working on projects for our clients. And those are the things that you need to focus on. I'm going to tell you, 45 minutes intense, focused on something, and learning the proper skills on how to do it, always tweaking it, breaking it down. And I know it sounds OCD, but that's what's going to get you to the next level, okay? Doing the same thing over and over is not going to get you there. It's going to get you better. Okay, it's going to get you better at that level. But everybody out there wants more, okay? And I know everybody I'm connected to wants more, right? So how do we do that? We have to keep breaking things down, learning and fine-tuning, and then putting them back together, So, Laura, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Please share this out, you guys, if you're watching. And, I just wanted to end on one other point about the 10,000 hour rule. That the 10,000 hour rule is about mass, right? Well, we need to be about quality, not quantity, okay? And that's really how you take things to the next level. And the way to do that is to how you set your goals, short-term, long-term goals. But I'm going to tell you where I got off the track a little bit in the last couple of years. I started to change my goals. In the beginning, John and I always talked about building a great practice for our patients and our work family. We never thought about how much we were going to make. And I know that sounds crazy, right? But by doing that, we just wanted to be the best. We want to be the best in the world at what we do in our area, okay? And the way to do that is to just provide and give and listen to people and get them answers. And if you don't know the answers, point them in the right direction, okay? And that's how you set yourself apart. That's how you grow your business. That's how you grow your empire. And that's why I have different companies now that we could do, because we just keep trying to provide for people out there. It's just listening to them. They have a need, we have to deliver for them, right? And if we can't deliver, we could partner up with someone else that could help them, right? And that's what it really is about. When you're setting goals for yourself, do not sit there And I got stuck on this for a while because I got caught up in things and so forth. And you're sitting down, you start writing like dollar amounts and this and that. And I'm going to tell you that it doesn't work for me. It might work for you, but most of the people I'm talking about and talking to these days, it's about something bigger. And that all comes on the back end, okay? The finance, the money, it will fall into place. I'm going to tell you, you have to be patient. I mean, I know you guys know our story. 3 years, 4 years it was. I mean, we had months where we didn't pay ourselves in the beginning. Those things are going to happen, right? So you need to be patient. Keep working in a fine-tuned manner and deliberate practice. Keep breaking it down and try to build it back up to get you to the next level and not just do the same thing over and over. So, good evening, Nick. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. So, again, thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate this and all of your messages to us and me. I'm going to try to incorporate more of those things and bring on some guests in the fall. My team has been helping me. We could really provide you some value outside of our area and my area. But I want you guys to have a great Labor Day and hopefully you spend the night with your family. Enjoy your time. Go build your empire. Make it a great one. Thank you very much.